Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T0OL, it's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of Mike 1963-1 of the T0OL clan.
Let's get this show
Game
on the
on.
road.
Well, we've still got problems with the replays being stored, I'm afraid, yes. We thought that the problem had been solved when they did an update recently, but Wargaming, I'm afraid, didn't solve the problem. Consequently, we're still not able to store any replay on what replays, and some people from the NA and the SEA server are actually having difficulty storing replays from their regions on what records, which we thought was clear and ready to use. Okay, right, well, we're aiming down the other end of the map, and we just spotted a couple of enemy tanks hiding behind that bush. First shell goes in, and somebody got a direct hit because it appeared that our fellow Arty in the Object 261 fired in that direction. He got a direct hit. There was no explosion, but Mike's shell actually impacted just to one side. Okay, Minotauro, Tier 10 Italian tank destroyer. Now, it's very difficult to get a shot in there because you've actually got to fire through the gap. Rounds out. And there's the hit. Now, I think the shot beforehand was the Object 261 firing in. And it does look as if the Minotauro did take some damage. We don't know who claimed it, though. It's fairly obvious that the other tank that was over on this side of the map also took damage. Ooh, there's 15-16. There you are. He's missing a chunk of hit points. Rounds out. Another direct hit, this time for 373. That one was recorded. Now, the unit 15-16 is a Tier 10 Swedish medium tank. Quite a powerful tank at that, with a 120mm gun. So a number of enemy tanks haven't gone up the hill, but some have. We're now looking at Rhinocerente, who's sitting behind the windmill at the moment, tempting our BZ-75 to engage. In that position, it's very difficult to get a shot on target. But we can hit this M103, so Tier 9, rounds out.
That was close.
That one landed short. Yes, only 231 hit points off that one. Now, the T0OL will do 900 alpha with its 203mm howitzer, rather, I should say. 52mm of pen and a reload time of 37.39 seconds. And I'm pretty sure that Mike's got that down to about 30 seconds or thereabouts. 28.35, very good. Direct hit on the Supercon. 293 again, a low roll. We seem to be seeing a lot of low rolls from Tier 9, Tier 10 Arty. You rarely see a non-penetrating shot. Should be half of the alpha, which in this case 900, so it should be plus or minus on a value of 450. But we rarely see even 450. Most shells will only do damage
Critical hit.
below 450. And that's indicating to me that I think Wargaming has done a stealth nerf. They nerfed the Arty to make sure that if they didn't get a penetrating shot, they wouldn't get plus 25 on the half value at all. In fact, they'd end up... Oh dear, we just lost our Leopard prototype. They'd end up somewhere below 425. Rhinocerente misses the shell, unfortunately. It went long, and the Rhinocerente dodged any damage. We're one up on the enemy at the moment, but that's mainly because what's actually going down in the south. Okay, if we can land a shell between these two, it will do a fair amount of damage, but we need them to be together when we fire. He fires at the IS-32 and gets a direct hit for 207. Yet again, a direct hit, admittedly on the frontal armor of an IS-32, but a direct hit, and it's not even yielding 450. It's not even anywhere near 450. Now, I've been pointing this out for some time, and nobody's yet managed to show me the opposite, that Arty is producing values which are damage rolls, which are plus 50% plus or minus 25% of that value. We're just not seeing them. At best, we're likely to see is maybe 350 of where it should be 450. But it is a stealth nerf. Wargaming are doing this deliberately to make RT less effective. Because if you fire a tank, you'd expect to get plus or minus 25% on the alpha value if you've got a pen. If you don't get a pen, if you fired armor piercing or APCR and you didn't get a pen, you wouldn't expect any value at all. But with Arty, we're firing HE, and so HE will always do damage. Of course, they did bring in the HE nerf, but this nerf is far, far worse. And remember, they'd already nerfed Arty anyway and said that they weren't nerfing Arty anymore, and yet that's exactly what they've done. They've nerfed Arty by making sure that we don't get 50% of the value of a standard alpha if we get a non-penetrating shot. Okay. I think he wants to get that IS-7, but he's aiming ahead of them, expecting them to pull into the shots. And he did hit the front of the Super Conqueror, and all he did was damage the tracks and get some stun. So yes, he did hit the hard armor on the front of the Super Conqueror, but you would have expected some damage from that, some hit points. Okay, the Super Conqueror is pushing that wreck along, using it as cover, and he took a direct hit there because he did that. It's not a good idea for RT to push for heavy tanks to push wrecks ahead of them, because it basically pushing a wreck is very, very slow and makes you a much better target for RT. Okay, got a Griller 15 sitting in the dip at the moment. Now, admittedly, he is spotting for the enemy team. And that E100 is now one shot. Rounds out. Kill shot. Nice. And the Rhinoceronte is a one shot as well. Gonna have to wait a few seconds to claim that one. I think that was the Object 261 just firing in. Okay. Lining up the shot on the Rhinoceronte. Grabs out. And it is a kill shot. So he's just claimed another one. 2 kills now. Unfortunately, this IS-7 has taken up the position. And now, yes, he's going to be... He's still got a full load of hit points. The Superconch just went down. The Heshpan managed to get him. But it's going to take quite a few shots to take down this IS-7. He's pulling forward. Rounds out. Direct hit again, 248. Now that shell went straight into the side of the vehicle, but did it get anywhere near 450? No. And our mouse has just died. Now we do have some other tanks a little further down the hill. It's now IS-7 versus IS-7, but unfortunately... Oh, this one has actually lost most of his hit points, and he's a one-shot and out of the game. I was actually looking at the IS-7 on our own team, who did get killed, but in actual fact, it looks like the Heshpan managed to get a shot into that IS-7, claim most of his hit points, and then he was a one-shot. Okay, looking at the Minotauro. That was the one that was a little further south. Can we get a shot into him here? Not easy. If we fire now, the damage will be done to the frontal armor, not the rear arm. The rear arm's the weakest part on the Minotauro. Anywhere on the Leopard prototype will do. It's this very thin armor again. He goes in and rams our Udas, but this shot could be a kill. It is. Yes, anywhere on a Leopard prototype because it's very thin armor indeed. And that's another kill. 4 kills now for Mike. Now he has to deal with that Minotauro though. And he's fighting off a T110E4. There's only 3 left on the enemy team. The AMX-5120 appears to be headed south to find their Arty. Meanwhile, the round's out on the Minotauro. And it was a direct hit, but only 75 hit points, unfortunately. Almost loaded. Here we go. Rounds out. Oh, he pulls back just in time. Yes, he obviously got warning a shell was on the way. That shell warning skill is really, really difficult for Arty to get damage on some of these tanks. As they know a shell's coming, they immediately just move out of the way. Okay, the Minotauro's decided to throw caution to the wind and is advancing on the E4. We're almost loaded. We might track him. Ramps out. It did track him, and it now gives... Oh, he burned his repair kit. But it does give the E4 a chance, because now he's fighting it out face to face, brawling with that Minotauro. And our teammates in the GeForce just to the south can now blast their shells into him. One more. Here we go. Rounds out. And it is a kill, and that's the 5th kill and last kill of the game. And it goes to Mike. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for Mike 1963_1 in the 212A. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, which is 1/3 of the enemy team, and 1 short of getting a top gun. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he picked up 13. And he got a Gauze medal as well for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle in that one. His damage in total, 3,843 hit points. A very nice score indeed. He picked up 25 bonds in that game and 57,800 credits profit and 5,352 experience points for the game. Let's have a quick look at the team scores. Here's the team scores, and unfortunately they've been ordered in the wrong order. They've been ordered by tank name rather than actually by damage, by kills, or by base XP. So sadly, they're not exactly in the right order. The highest damage in the game actually went to the AMX-5120, who managed 4,654 hit points of damage. The second highest damage went to the Super Conqueror on the enemy team with 4,599. And the third highest damage in this battle actually went to the Rhinoceronte with 4,294 hit points of damage. We can see that Mike only got 3,843, which puts him a little further down the table. And because it's not in order, I can't tell you exactly where on the table it is. I think he might actually be in... Yes, I think he's actually in 4th place on damage. But anyway, when it came to kills, the highest number of those went to Mike. He got 5 kills. 4 kills went to the AMX-5120. And then 2 kills went to the Heshpal on our own team and the Conqueror gun carriage on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it's Mike who did that one with 1,189 went to him because he was tier 9 in a tier 10 game. Second highest went to the GeForce with 1,108, 2 because he was a tier 8 in a tier 10 game. And third was the AMX-5120 with 1,084 XP. I'm afraid I can't give you the detailed report because Mike forgot to record it. He screen printed the others, but not that report. So sadly, we don't have it. So great result there for Mike in terms of an ace tanker and a Gauze medal. And he nearly got a Top Gun, but I'm afraid it just got away from him. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.